take 8,000. I'm Darrell Bradford, and this is Advocacy Labs. Want to change the world? Here's how. Lesson 2. Small is the new big. It's the 1950s, and civil rights leaders are confronted with a huge dilemma. Where can they find promising recruits? After all, African Americans were largely dependent on white employers who had shown time and time again they were prepared to punish anyone willing to work against white domination. As sociologist Aidan Morris documents in his book, The Origins of the Civil Rights Movement, the solution was to focus in on the small percentage of African Americans who worked only for other black people: ministers, funeral home directors, and beauticians. The strategy was so effective that the Highlander Folk School, one of the top training sites for the civil rights movement, created special workshops just for beauticians. By actively seeking out people who had a lower cost to joining, the modern civil rights movement was able to set in motion the cascading effect that would ultimately drive sweeping and historic victories through mass participation. Every big movement starts small. It begins with just a few individuals, united by a common goal, a shared vision for a better world, and a willingness to be one of the first people to get involved. Sociologists like Mark Granovetter and Pamela Oliver found that the likelihood of people joining your cause increases as the people around them join. It can take a surprisingly small number of people within a group to create a cascading effect. But what does the research say about how you might help jumpstart this process? It all comes down to who. It all comes down to who and where. Research studies identify a common characteristic among those most likely to take action. They are more optimistic about the prospect of change and about the efficacy of their participation. Therefore, when looking to who to focus on, don't waste your time on the cynics, and instead go straight to those who seem to be truly interested in your mission and who believe they can make a difference. But where should you look? Researchers have found that large gatherings are much less likely to get people involved in a cause because it's hard to generate the in-person connections that are needed to bring people back time and time again. It's much easier to reach critical mass among very small groups. That's why movements so often emerge from small settings, like churches, college campuses, or coffee houses with rich social networks. The task of getting to critical mass is much easier when the setting works in favor of building strong ties. What social movements have inspired you? Add them to the comments below. Want to learn more? Check out the links in the description to all the research. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get notified for the next episode of Advocacy Labs.